Okay, so we said in class that we would come back and look at this. This is chapter 12, or chapter 11, I'm sorry, problem number 69. A student asked me to do this mechanism in class, and I went to the board and did it. I miscounted something while I was doing it and didn't realize I miscounted, but we realized right away that we were sort of at a roadblock, so I tabled it and said, let's come back and look at this. All right, when I went back and looked at it later, I realized I miscounted, and so this is the correct mechanism. Right, so here's what we got. The first thing we've got, we're treating this with sulfuric acid, which looks like this. I'm doing it like that because I want to call attention to that hydrogen right there. That goes here, and that actually goes onto one of those hydrogens, or those oxygens. Okay, and when you see that, you automatically look at that, and what do you see? Water. It's a good leaving group. Okay? So, now it doesn't necessarily have to be obvious because you're given, the question stem tells you what products this is going to. But, I'm going to review that every time we can. Okay? What's going on here? It would be good of you to pause the video. When I draw arrows like this, to pause the video and say what the product is going to be. We can't do that in class, but we can do it here. Okay, so when you get something like that, you know that one of the products in the question stem, right? One of the products looks like this. Okay, so I can go straight from here to here by simply doing an elimination off of that hydrogen. Right? Why would it be that hydrogen, by the way? Why not this one? Why not a hydrogen here? Or a hydrogen here? There's a couple hydrogens around here, right? That's one, that's one. There's no hydrogen here. Careful. Don't put the double bond there. You give 5 bonds here, right? So these are all the hydrogens that are close by, but it can't be that one because your elimination wouldn't work. It could be that one, and it could be this one, but we know it's that one because of the product. We also know it would have to be that one because, write that, why this hydrogen eliminated. That's question number 1. Why is this hydrogen eliminated? The next question is, what is the name of this mechanism? Okay, the mechanism that gets to that. All right, that's my first point. Let me draw the. Again, I was asked to do the mechanism for this. So let's go here. Boom. And boom, right? That's 1, 1, and 1. Another possibility, though, is to get to rearrangement. Well, we know we have a rearrangement because we have 6-membered rings. The other two give 6-membered rings. So what kind of rearrangements would give us that? Well, that's a good question. I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to say what could possibly rearrange. Well, it's possible, for example, that carbon 6 could come over here and hit that carbocation. I'm going to say that's step 2, okay, or option 2. Here's option 2. If that does that, let's say that this is carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is where I miscounted in class. What is on carbon 6? Well, it had a bond with carbon 7, but it doesn't any longer, right? But carbon 1 still has a bond to carbon 7. So here's carbon 7. Carbon 7's got 2 methyl groups on it, right? Carbon 7 had a bond here but lost it, so carbon 7's got to be the there's got to be the carbocation here, right? And what else does carbon 1 have on it? It's got another methyl group on it. Boom. Okay? So that's option 1 is for this. Option 1 rather was for this to simply be eliminated. The other one was for 6 to come over here and hit that. What's the mechanism for that? What is this mechanism called? By the way, this is organic 1 now. Okay, we got this earlier. So look at that. Look for that. What is this mechanism called? Okay, the next question is, where we go from here. Well, one of the products, again, looking at the question stem, so you wouldn't necessarily even have to know. One of the products looks like that, right? So you can see we have an elimination product here. It's simply going to be that hydrogen, right, where the base comes in. Boom. These come, boom, right? That's one possibility. I'm going to call that possibility, or pathway 3. There's pathway 3. Okay, and then the other product looks like this. Okay, so what happens is, you can tell what happens, right? We get a methyl shift. Boom. Okay, and if we get the methyl shift, that's going to look like this. Alright, and there's no hydrogens in this one, so we can't. Oops, I was off screen, wasn't I? There are no hydrogens on that one, so you can't. The hydrogen's got to come from here in order to be eliminated. Alright, and that's going to go here. Okay, so hopefully that mechanism works. Actually, what I'll do is I'll take a picture of this and I'll also post this on D2L. Hope that's helpful. Thanks for your patience.